It is pretty cool. Like, what I'm about to walk through with you guys, this is Kevin, by the way, from K&K Customs. When I'm about to walk, we're about to walk in a ditch, but what I'm about to show you guys, in my opinion, the best bass boat manufacturer in the game and how they create these bass boats. And I'm gonna walk you through the whole process as much as I possibly can. You know, laying the hull, like all the, I don't even know. Like, I'm gonna learn a lot, but I just know it's the best bass boat in the country. I'm excited. Magic. Buddy, is this not the magic?
This is it.
This is the magic. Wow. So this is like done deal.
Yeah, so that's what I'll do the tour part of it. So
Okay.
right here is the end of the line. So all the boats from the very back funnel all the way to here. So the boats go out the door right here. They meet the trailer that comes up the road from Marine Master the very first time they're put together. And then they'll roll out that door. From out that door, they go to the dealer.
Do you tow them? I always wondered, do you tow them individually or do you stack them on a trailer?
We have dealers that are on this side, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We do a one boat kind of deal.
Yeah,
each
yeah.
one. So they'll all go each night.
But if you're going to like California or something.
California, we'll do a 4 or 5 boat load. You know, California, Nevada,
right.
up north, those kind of things.
How's it going, man? Kyle.
Richard.
Nice to meet you, man.
Mind if I grab a picture with you?
What'd you say?
Mind if I grab a picture with you?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, no, so I bought my first 2 Phoenixes before I like officially joined the team. And I like to say that because, you know, when I've toured the factory twice and seeing the hard work that you guys, you know, do here to make sure every boat is, you know, perfect and performs. It's really, really cool to see, and I appreciate it a ton. And I'm, you know, so thankful to be on the team and, you know, help you guys with whatever you guys need, or, you know, hopefully get some more boats sold for you, you know? And yeah, can't thank you guys enough, seriously.
You guys kind of know the drill right now. So we've actually got 2 of them here today. Kyle Patrick's been fishing with us for 4 years now, 2 years on the Elite Series, Bassmaster Class qualified, so we'll have fun watching him in March, hopefully bring it home, but talk about that later. Buddy Grove's been fishing on tour for 10 years now, been with us for 3. Some a little bit last year, but hopefully he'll pick it up this year. It's all good. It's all good.
I saw you on Mercer.
Yeah. I just didn't have my jersey today. It's my fault, guys. I apologize. We really try to push the boats when we're out here on the road, and y'all make our job a lot easier because of the product and the care that y'all put into these boats. But I want to say thank you because you support me and my family. That's my wife over there, and I got a daughter that really looks forward to me bringing home checks. So that's a lot of part of y'all, but we do appreciate you. It don't go unnoticed. As we just said to another group a while ago, we thank you. But this is your future right here coming up, and he's the same way I am. He loves y'all's product.
Yeah, no, I always like to say this, you know, I bought 2 of these boats before I was even, you know, officially on the team because of the quality. I remember first time I bought the boat, I was like, I got to tour the factory. And this was, I want to say 2021 maybe. And I was blown away at the craftsmanship and the hard work that everyone puts in here from top to bottom. It's you know, it's really a good feeling to know that the product you're pushing and the product and the company that backs you, you know, is you know, grassroots and quality just throughout. So, thank you.
You're welcome. That statement on the front end, that speaks volumes to what you guys do here in this facility. That angler made a conscious decision to go spend his money, not sponsor dollars, but his money to go buy the boat that he wanted to run. So.
All right, so what I like to do is we start here because I want you to see what the boat looks like apart. We're gonna build this in the back. So this is the part that comes out of the back of the plant. Got to get in your head that we're doing everything backwards. The very first thing we're going to do, you've seen the mold already and what this looks like sitting in the mold. It flips upside down, and these lines are in the mold. But they're going to take a piece of tape where that red is, it's the width of that red, and they're going to run a line all the way up there and all the way back, and they're going to do that by hand. And they're going to get a nice clean point, and those are all going to be really nice and clean. They're going to mark off the different colors. When they do that, they're going to go paint. So as they paint, they'll paint, and then they'll come back and peel to change colors, and then they'll paint again. They'll come back and peel, change colors, and paint again. And that's on the mold. My thought process here is Grandma's making a cake. Grandma's got a pan that's the shape of the cake she wants to be. And if she could, she would put the icing in the pan, build the cake in behind it, flip it out, and be done. But she has to ice the cake after. So we do not paint the boat after. A lot of guys think that we're gonna go build a part like the car industry would. You're gonna build the shape of a door, and then you're gonna paint the door. We're gonna paint in the mold, and we're gonna build fiberglass in behind it. The paint will not stick to the mold, it'll stick to the fiberglass. So when it comes out, it's all ready to go.
That makes sense.
So this is what it looks like when it flips out of the mold. So this is a deck, and this is a hole.
See, that's something that I don't think people
we'll
realize.
See that in spray when we start to see it sprayed.
Now, is there any more difficulty in doing just plain gel versus flake?
Not really. I mean, you'll have an all gel boat. They'll just be, as long as they're different colors. We just require you to do different colors to break it up a little bit.
Yeah.
No, an all gel boat, an all flake boat. When we start the process, this is that tape line. So these are our pinstripes. The paint you see, this is the mold. The paint you see here is a guide for them. So you can see that it's not exactly on it. The guys know where it's supposed to be. So this would be a pinstripe. So we saw red earlier. So they're gonna come in, depending on what colors. If we were doing that boat we saw a minute ago, they'll tape this, and they'll come back and tape the insert and the deck stripe. They'll fill all that in with tape. Then they're ready that they could come in and just paint this whole thing. And then they'll come back, depending on what order it needs to be in. They'll grab this little tab right here, and they'll pull that out. So the gray would be all over here. You peel this out, and you reveal the mold again. So this is our new model for this year, the 721 ZXL.
Yeah.
Redesigned the deck a little bit on this model. We expanded, widened the deck. Year after year, guys have been asking, want a wider deck on the 721. So now,
And the one compartment.
yep, and we've got a one box up front. So wider at the front, and then also we did away with the vinyl shroud. We centered it up. We got a stack there now, so a nice, like the Elites and the XEs have, a nice fiberglass stack.
Right.
Where
So
you can mount your grass.
you kind of, in a way, meshed the 921 with the 721 in a weird, like you took the like benefits of a 921 and the benefits of a 721 and kind of.
You took some of that Elite bow too over.
That's what I mean.
Elite,
yeah, the 921 Elite.
Yeah. Over. So you got a fiberglass bow, and now you've got a wider deck.
Yeah.
So still same hull. The 721 Pro XP hull has been there from the very beginning.
Oh my God.
We like to say that we got it right the first time, and we really believe it.
My first two boats were 721s.
That boat has not been changed. We tweaked the console a little bit. Really haven't done anything else to that boat until now. So you do have a new model, 721 ZXL.
You're still making the regular 721.
Well, I feel like this one's probably going to replace that because it is the same boat except for the deck.
Yeah.
So, and that's gotten what guys want is a wider deck there. So we did that. You see a ZXL line, you're going to see some of that stuff at the bow.
Do you find what's faster? Everyone always talks about it. 920 Elite or 721?
I think sometimes it comes down to driver, the prop,
yeah.
You know, and obviously conditions
weight,
and those kind of things. I think both of those boats are very, very fast.
Yeah.
You know, jump in a 919 Pro XP. Don't forget about that one, which I consider one of the sport cars edition.
That's
of the
a
model,
sneaky.
You know? So
that's a sneaky
it's
model.
It's a very, very fast one as well. So let's keep moving down the line.
Yeah.
So let's talk hulls for just a second. We do have two different hulls. If you really simplify it down, you have the Pro XP hull, which is all on the Pro XP line, which are the Elites. And then we have the PHX hull, which is also on the PHX and now on the XE. Those are two different hulls. If guys could really break that down, really simple, that's where it starts at. But you know, there's a lot of going on here that you can't see. We designed our own hull. All of them are based off the 721 platform.
Yep.
Back in 2009, that was the very first boat we released. Every boat's built off of that platform, and then from there it gets tweaked, you know, to be what it is. So a lot going on here, but still got those same markers for tape.
Yep.
Because again, we're going to paint the hull. So guys will come in here. This one's all waxed up and ready to go. They're going to paint these lines or tape these lines, and then they'll slide it over in the paint booth.
I feel like this is a little bit easier for people to like comprehend
king.
Right,
Yep.
right? Because they're like, okay, this is just an inverse hull.
We're just gonna pull
Pull it out, and you have the finished product with the bird, you know, everything you see on like a classic Phoenix. And you can see how it happens, because if you were to pull this out, that's where the
outside of that looks
yeah,
just like that.
yeah.
But we'll see it hopefully a little more in the paint.
All right.
All right, so we've got the deck painted,
Yep.
and they're ready to paint the pinstripe. I'm trying not to touch anything, but the pinstripe the tape has been peeled out for the pinstripe. That's why you see the black. And the insert is still taped. So now we can come back, we can paint the pinstripe, let it have time to kick, and then we can come back and fill out the insert. So this is really a good visual for you to really see what it looks like.
And you can see how precise the paint is, like, throughout.
So obviously these guys have a really craft.
Yeah.
You know, they really know what they're doing. There's a lot going on here. I like my side of it, kind of thinking it's kind of like a science project, but it's also an art project. Because you've got the flake going in. You know, it's got a time limit that everything's got to be there, but you got to do it pretty. So with the new XE, we've got all fiberglass boxes, so no carpet underneath the deck anymore. We do offer an option that you could delete those boxes and still have carpet. So guys, we're trying to be that company that you really customize. Let guys do whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
So same process on the hull. Sometimes we're going to go a black coat in between. You know, so we've got a color. We're going to do a coat almost like you would do at your house where you're kind of primering the wall.
Yeah.
So sometimes we'll do a black coat in between, but here they're getting off the side panels, getting ready to paint. So what you see green is what they're going to paint next.
Got it. What is the total process length from, like, timing wise?
15 days. This is the rod box that we just saw getting painted a minute ago. Remember painting it white. You're like, why is it black? So again, we're going to black it out. It's going to be like, again, like at home where you're doing that primer coat. This will be the black, which is what is the very outside, but on the inside is the white. So it's a nice clean box. They're going to lay fiberglass on here. But again, this is a mold, so we can kind of treat it much like the boat process. They'll lay fiberglass all here. Once the glass is laid, they'll pull it off the mold.
Got it.
That'll hold the shape of the box at that point.
What I was trying to say is you have a process that's streamlined, but in a hands-on craftsmanship way. So you're able to have the consistency and quality of like a streamlined product, but also have it like hands-on, you know, customizable.
This is the point where we really almost would slow down the process because we really want this to be exactly right.
This is like fit and finish type deal?
Well, this is even bigger than that. This is where you get your ride. This is where we'll talk in a minute about the hand-laid hull. You're really getting your hands on it. It has a lot of time here where it's got cure time. So like we'll lay glass, it's got to sit. You got to lay glass, it's got to sit. So multiple nights of the boat just sitting in the mold. We're not trying to rush this process in any way and just turn these boats as fast as we can. We're really slowing down the process and really taking our time to get it right and to build the quality that we know Phoenix to be.
Yeah.
Hand-laid hull, super important for us. We're using the highest quality fiberglass, highest quality resin. You're only as strong as your weakest link.
Right.
You know, so hand-skilled labor, highest quality fiberglass, highest quality resin, and time, you know, are very important. If you were to skimp on any of those, you could build a cheaper boat, you could build a boat faster. We're not in that business. We're about building the best quality boat we can build, and that happens right here. When I talk about high quality fiberglass, we use a knit fiberglass. It's not a woven. It's very, very, very strong.
Yeah, it is.
So when you mix that with the highest quality resins as well, when that's all done,
this is
you get the ride. So here, hand-laid hull, so they stretch that all the way out. They grab the gun and then they spray the resin in. And like you're laying a decal on your windshield, you got to get all the bubbles out. You got to get all the air out of it. So the best way to do that for us is to really take our hands and really get in there and really work it out. They're going to do this process. This is day 2 of the process.
This is day 2.
Yeah. So day 1, they're going to lay a skin coat down, which will give something for that fiberglass to stick to. It's going to dry overnight. They're going to come back. We would call this the bulk layer. They're going to lay the bulk layer up. So then they're going to step down and they're going to lay the stringers in the boat. They're going to put the transom in. That's going to get glassed in. Then it'll slide over here. We've got the floors in. And then it's going to get the foam filled. So it's got all the boxes. So that you'll see, it ended up being, you know, your 5 to 7 days right there. We're kind of in a process here where they've already laid the stringers and they've laid the floor system. and they laid the foam box. We built all our stringers, and they lay them in the boat. The transom across the back here that you can't see at this point is a Coosa composite board. It's multiple layers of Coosa. Every year we bolt on a new piece of plywood, and it would rot out every year. There is no wood in our boat, so nothing's gonna rot. We use a Coosa composite, and that goes from here all the way across. Multiple layers of that transom. In the lifetime of our boat, we've never had a transom failure. So big deal for us. We build them strong, and you guys go and put them to work. You know, in some of the craziest
Champlain,
situations.
St. Lawrence,
That's where we want to know that it's going to withstand it and hold up to it. But that Coosa does not rot. Big important point there. That's also in your battery trays underneath there. We got a little spot where it's going to sit on your bilge, and then it's also across your cockpit floor there. So he's drilling the holes for all the foam boxes right now. So they're gonna come back and grab the gun, and they'll shoot a closed cell foam. So water can't penetrate that foam, but will also seal back over this box. So important for the flotation and all the requirements that we have to meet there. So it's also all the way down through the floor. And then
as far as flotation, yeah.
Here we've got all our glass parts. So these will be our small parts. So we're gonna be shrouds around the PHX, around the step-up box, shrouds around the console, your deck at the very front, your stack. All of these parts get built just like the boat. So we've got to spray them over the color that they're supposed to be. We got to lay the fiberglass on them, and then we'll pull them out. So these parts typically are going to go with these boats that are being built over here. So this is your Coosa right here. So super light. I mean, really light.
No way.
Super dense. Yeah.
Hard as a rock.
Pick up on this right here. So a 3/4 inch piece of plywood. Think that when you pick up on it. I mean, Kyle, you're kind of the buff guy, so you probably could carry that out of here. But go to Home Depot or go to Lowe's and try to pick up on a piece of plywood. Not gonna happen. Of course, that's gonna rot. This won't ever rot, and it's super dense, but it's also super light. So the deck in the hull will slide here in the mold, and they'll come right here. They'll bring the hoist down, and there's some
pull it out
points there, and then it just slides right nice.
I've seen that before.
Good. That's the cleanest it'll ever be. But we weigh each one, it'll slide here and it'll go over into the grinding room. To me, lamb is a nasty job, but flying fiberglass and cutting fiberglass all day is a nasty job too. They have a nice clean hood, nice clean air all day long. We try to keep everything cutting wise in there, but that's the grinding room. They'll cut all the openings. Yep, they'll cut all the openings. They'll cut the flange off, cut all the holes in the boat. So that way when it slides out on grinding, it's nice and clean.
Yeah, it's fit and finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we pulled it out of the mold. So it kind of looks like a boat now. It's starting to look.
Yeah.
You haven't seen nice shiny at this point. So everything we've seen to this point, this has been flipped upside down.
Right.
So now when we pull it out of the mold, we'll flip it up and stand it up. So here we've got our nice clean pinstripes we talked about.
Yeah.
We saw getting painted, but here's our boxes laid in.
Yeah.
So those were all sealed into the deck. Grinding room cut those openings all up for us. So that's where this process came about. You know, we just basically take the deck and make 2 lids, and now we've got all here. So you've got the Elite 921 Elite, the 920 Elite. But you also got the 921 Elite 2 and the 920 Elite 2, and that 2 signifies 2 lids and no day box, and the rest of the boat all the same. We're fishermen. We understand how we organize, but you may organize completely different. And in that process, you know, we want to listen to you and get your input on how the boat's being built and what makes you fish better, basically.
For sure.
On the layout. So we want to get all our wiring in, and then all our pumps. So every live well has its own individual pump, even the process. So fill, recirculate, and pump out are all their own pump on each live well. So 6 pumps total, and then 2 bilge pumps here. And then on this boat, we've got solar motor harness on this side. But we've also got our new E2 harness that runs right down through here, which is a 2-gauge harness, a 2-gauge wire, runs to a fuse panel, and then from there, that fuse panel runs out 10-gauge wire. Has a cutoff switch at the back of the boat, has a little light here at the console to show you that it's on, but that gives you clean power. So you know this by now, 6-8 graphs now, I mean, 40-inch MBT.
Not anymore.
Kind of thing. Well, true, not anymore. But some guys.
But no, I mean,
some guys are going to want it still, and
it just goes back to what you were saying. Everyone's different. Everyone wants different things. You know, your Phoenix looks clean if you have 1 graph at the console, 1 graph up front, and it looks clean if you have 4 at the console and 4 up front.
Yep. And you know, you can run 2 transducers, so feeding that clean current to those boxes is really important.
It's huge.
So that 2-gauge wire does that. Allows you to even to run a 2 battery system, so you can run the cranking battery and all the power to the boat, and you can split off and run just an electronics battery. So that allows you to do that in this model. And again, year after year, guys were asking for that, to have a factory installed harness that allows them to do all of that. So these two go together, so deck and hull. So they're rigging them together, and then this is gonna slide forward and they're gonna raise it up, and then they've gotta get it ready underneath. So dropping lights boxes, carpeting inside the rod boxes. They're gonna keep it raised up, and they're gonna slide the hull underneath. They're gonna dry fit it, make sure everything's good, raise it back up, and then they're gonna take that drum of epoxy right there. They're gonna squirt it in the bottom of the floor in the hull.
Yep.
And then they'll line it all around your cockpit area, and they go all the way across the transom with it. They'll pin it from the outside. They'll run screws down in the floor, so that'll squeeze all that mud out. Once the deck and hull are together at that point and it dries, no longer can get the two apart. So now we're a boat. During the process, we pre-rigged the fuel tank back there. Yep. We pre-rigged all our live wells, got everything ready. Now the goal here is to carpet the deck. We want to give them plenty of room and plenty of time. Good things we can do now is we can do cockpit floor. An option is to do C-deck in the floor. We can pad the whole front deck, including the lids now, so the lids can be padded. Of course, for the longest time, we've done right at the bow, the casting platform padded as well. So we can do, like I said, cockpit floor, it can be C-deck, even the mats, and we offer the mats on the back step. Back there is one of the options to do.
This is off topic, but I was getting plantar fasciitis. I believe that's what it's called, and it's when like you put too much pressure on your heels, because I fish barefoot a lot, and the padded deck literally made it so that I wasn't getting, like if you fish barefoot or even with shoes on, the flip-flops don't have that much support, and the padded deck is just...
One simple upgrade that guys always say, what's something I could upgrade? The padding the cooler lid.
For your knees.
Guys, forget about it.
Oh my God.
Same thing there, you're always into that box, and if you don't pad that cooler lid, sitting on it, put your knees in it, big thing. Now we're going ahead and plumbing all our live wells. Remember, we had individual pumps on every one, so all of that's getting tied in together now. So the deck and the hull have pieces that need to go together, and all that goes together for your pump outs and your intake. So fuel tank's here, goes under your seats and kind of sits right behind the seat. I like to say that every time I'm on a tour, this says don't drill there for a reason. Drilling that fuel tank's not something we want to do. When we get to this point now, guys are starting to pick out their trolling motors, pick out their graphs and everything. We're the company, kind of give you that power of choice. You get to choose whatever you want. So no matter brand of trolling motor, no matter brand of graphs, brands of jack plates, even down to your colors, you get to pick everything. We install it all, so really when the boat leaves here, all it's gonna need is batteries and gas. If you choose to let us rig everything, that's the easiest way, honestly. And then you get everything you want. We could even choose down to the color here. We could change this color. So this could have been any color that you want to be an accent color. So we got purple here in the side. This could have been a purple stack as well. So really the options are endless when it comes to colors and when it comes to options that you want to add to your boat. So when you're picking your colors on the color selector, don't forget some of those black silvers. We throw in some of those accent colors with it. So purple stripe with a lot of purple flake. That boat's really going to pop out in the sunlight. So here's the 721 ZXL, and you notice that the deck is wider. It's wider here, it's even wider back there. So lots of more room. Guys have been asking for it for years. Again, this boat's got all padded front deck, even the lids. Notice this is a big point where we really redesign on the 721. It's got the stack here. So
that's
we used to
huge.
have a final shroud, and now we've got the stack. So graph up top, graph here. If you really want to get crazy, we can do 3 graphs up here now. So triple stack.
Wow.
Kind of brings over that the XE stack and allows you to put a bar across, and we can do a triple stack there. So guys will call and ask, I want to get into tournament fishing. What's a boat I need? This gets you there quick.
Yeah, very
and
quick.
It gets you. We're not cheapening the product in any way. And I want to say that here, as we look at all our boats, we don't cheapen anything to make a boat cheaper.
No.
So you get the same stainless steel hardware.
Yep.
You get the same carpet. You get the same seats, same steering wheel. All of those things are the same. The boat's smaller, the motor's smaller, that makes it a little bit cheaper. So quality throughout the product line is important to us. All right, so XE, when we talk XE, we're taking the PHX, getting the same layout as the PHX all the way up to here, and then I like to think of it as we're bringing over the Elite bow.
Yeah.
So where we had that centered up stack, kind of redesign it here a little bit. We had a vinyl shroud here on the PHX. We center it up with an Elite stack, and then we changed the stack to what is an XE stack, which we saw just now on the 721 as well. We can do 3 grafts across here, but notice things, all fiberglass switch panels.
That is
All fiberglass
yeah.
shroud. As we move down back in the boat, all fiberglass shroud here, all fiberglass around the step-up ring, all fiberglass switch panel. Big upgrade this year, and I want to point it out. Switch panel here. You
That
look
is-
at it and you see push buttons, and immediately you go digital, digital, digital. This is an analog panel. Every button is individual.
And that's
One
what I've
button
always
goes
loved.
out,
Is it?
it's gonna work. So one button goes out, we can swap the switch.
It's not like a
get it to work.
screen where if you go out, you don't use your live wells. It's all.
And this cranks the boat. So we can go fishing today, we turn the motor, it's gonna crank. Switches are gonna work. They're backlit and they show a function, so based on color. So you can kind of see how that plays through. Really been a guys have wanted for the long time, you know, but we did not want to go away from analog switch. When we
Yeah.
turn that switch
Yeah.
on, live well works because
Yeah.
we got to keep our fish alive because money's on the line.
Yeah.
So here, cockpit floor is going to get C-deck in it, but it's got those mats as well. Another quick upgrade that guys a lot of times may slip over. A lot of guys don't want a passenger console. However, you can get the hardware kit, and our console is removable and comes in and out. So when we talk about reselling a boat, or we talk about just having future down the road, maybe you don't have kids now, but down the road you're going to have kids and kind of get them behind a console. Our passenger console allows it to come in and out. So today we're going fishing without it. Tomorrow the wife, the girlfriend, and the
Yeah.
kids are going, and we can
Yeah.
pop a console in. New for this year are pleated, diamond pleated seats. So this is standard on this model, but available on every model. So we got new stitching here. This boat doesn't have it, but something that was one of my favorite upgrades, heated seats. So you pop the switch there. We're going fishing in January all the time here. We've got cold weather here in Tennessee all the time, it seems like. But heated seats for passenger and driver, so good option there to upgrade. Pleated standard on the XE, and then heated's a good option to upgrade with. Here's the console. You literally take a twist here, raise it up. It's got 3 little bumpers that lock into that bracket, and then right back in. This comes in and out super easy.
So you would lift this,
Lift here,
twist.
and then you're going to raise the console up, and then you're just going to pull it straight out.
Wow, that is a really cool feature.
It's removable throughout the day if you need to. So as the boats kind of travel all the way through the plant, so we've got pretty much a day till it gets out the door. So
Got it.
Lots of processes of rigging, lots of time.
So that's like the clean finish.
Very hands-on. We got to
Yeah.
get all our graphs right. We're going to update the graphs. You know, we got to get our trolling motor, our motor rig, and then it's going to go through the cleaning process. Very far corner over there is the hull buffing, so we call that final finish. So all in this area, they're really just buffing, getting it good and shiny. Not that it was dirty, we just got it dirty kind of going down.
Right, yeah.
And then here we're going through QC and final testing, just making sure everything's worked. So we'll turn the key on the motor. We won't crank it. We'll turn the key on the motor, make sure we got 100%.
Gauges, jack plate.
If it needs an update, we're going to
Yeah.
do it. So this is, you know, we saw it all the way back at the back. You know,
It's
customers
crazy.
are going to call, when's my boat ready? When's my boat ready? Well, when you start seeing it up here, you know, we're kind of getting really close. So I think your boat's about ready, right?
Right now, I'm pretty excited.
go
I know
get it.
he's excited
I know,
too.
right?
So I'm pumped.
Cool.
And it's cool to see the process, like to think about my boat. It wasn't even a thing 30 days ago, and now
Right.
I'm going to
Yep.
take that thing and rely on it to make a living.
It was literally a piece of paper.
Yeah.
You know, you talked
Yep.
to Jeff forever. Give me these options.
Yeah.
It was a piece of paper. Y'all worked through the process. We took that paper and put it back there on a mold, and we made
Yeah.
it for you. So
And now hopefully I crush it in that thing next year.
It's time to go get some wins out
Yeah.
of it. We did train it. It's all
Good.
We train everyone to catch.
I got my lucky piece of bark. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's as clean as it gets right there, ladies and gentlemen. Holy smokes. Holy smokes, this is clean, man. Good God. This is freaking awesome. Oh, Jesus. Good and tight, boom, bam. Yamaha's looking sexy as usual. Oh! That's delicious.